From the frozen edges of the Arctic Ocean to the temperate forests of coastal Alaska, bears have long occupied a unique place in human imagination. They are symbols of strength, endurance, and the raw power of nature itself. Yet within this already formidable family, a handful of individuals stand apart, not because they represent the norm, but because they push the biological limits of what bears can become. These exceptional giants, some wild, some captive, have been carefully measured, documented, debated, and sometimes exaggerated. Their stories reveal more than impressive numbers on a scale. They reveal how environment, food availability, genetics, and human interaction shape the lives of the largest land carnivores ever known. This documentary explores four of the most famous and controversial giant bears in recorded history. Bart the bear, the Barents Sea giant male polar bear, Clyde the Kodiak bear, and the colossal polar bear shot in Kotzebue Sound in 1960. Their lives span continents and decades, and together they illustrate not only how large a bear can grow, but also how difficult it is for such a size to exist in the wild, and why preserving the ecosystems that sustain these animals matters far more than record-breaking measurements. Bart the bear was born in 1977 in the United States and would go on to become the most famous trained bear in history. He was a male Kodiak brown bear, belonging to the species Ursus arctos, one of the most widespread and adaptable large mammals on Earth. The Kodiak subspecies is found exclusively on the Kodiak archipelago of Alaska and is among the largest brown bears in the world. Bart himself was not born on Kodiak Island. Still, his genetics trace back to that lineage. From an early age, Bart exhibited a calm temperament and an unusual ability to respond to human handlers, traits that would later make him suitable for film work. He was raised in captivity under the guidance of professional animal trainers, most notably Doug and Lynn Seuss, who emphasized positive reinforcement over punishment. This upbringing allowed Bart to grow in a controlled environment where food was consistent, veterinary care was readily available, and physical exertion was managed rather than relentless. At his documented maximum, Bart weighed approximately 680 kilograms, or around 1,500 pounds. While many internet sources inflate his size to well over 2,000 pounds, no verified scale records support those claims. His standing height was approximately 9.5 feet when fully upright, with a body length of roughly 8 feet from nose to rump. These dimensions placed him among the largest captive brown bears ever accurately measured, though not the heaviest. Bart lived for 23 years, an impressive lifespan for a male brown bear, especially considering the physical demands of frequent travel and filming. In the wild, male brown bears often live 20 to 25 years, though many die younger due to injuries, starvation, or competition. Beyond entertainment, Bart became an ambassador for bear conservation. His trainers frequently emphasized that his size and behavior were not representative of wild bears, and that he survived because humans managed every aspect of his environment. Bart's life demonstrates how captivity can allow bears to reach near maximum genetic size potential, but also underscores how unusual such conditions are outside human control. In contrast to Bart's carefully managed existence, the giant male polar bear documented in the Barents Sea during the 1970s and 1980s represents the upper extremes of wild growth under exceptional natural conditions. Polar bears, Ursus maritimus, are the largest bear species and the largest terrestrial carnivores alive today. They evolved from brown bear ancestors and adapted to life on sea ice, where they primarily hunt seals. Adult male polar bears typically weigh between 750 and 1,500 pounds, though seasonal fluctuations can be extreme. The Barents Sea giant, however, was estimated to weigh between 900 and 1,000 kilograms, or approximately 1,980 to 2,200 pounds, based on chest girth, body length, and comparative measurements conducted by Norwegian researchers. This bear inhabited the region around Svalbard and the Barents Sea, an area historically rich in sea ice and seal populations. During the mid-20th century, before the significant sea ice decline, some polar bears had access to near-ideal hunting conditions for much of the year. The Barents Sea giant male was observed and measured multiple times rather than being captured and weighed, which is why his mass remains an estimate rather than a verified scale weight. Nonetheless, the measurements align with known biological limits of polar bears, making the estimate scientifically plausible. His body length was reported to exceed 3.5 meters, or roughly 11.5 feet. A bear of this size would require enormous caloric intake, likely consuming dozens of seals per year. Such mass is only sustainable in regions with long ice seasons and minimal human disturbance. The Barents sea giant likely lived during a period when hunting pressure was lower and environmental conditions were more stable than today. His lifespan is unknown, but wild male polar bears typically live between 20 and 25 years, with size often peaking in their late teens or early 20s before a gradual decline. This individual stands as a reminder that truly massive bears in the wild are rare, temporary products of exceptional ecological alignment, a stark contrast to the managed environment of a captive giant like Clyde. Clyde the Kodiak bear provides a clear example of verified measurement. Clyde was a captive male Kodiak bear housed at the Dakota Zoo in the United States. At his documented maximum, Clyde weighed 966 kilograms, or approximately 2,130 pounds, making him one of the heaviest bears ever reliably weighed. Unlike many claimed records, Clyde's weight was recorded on a certified scale, which is why his record is widely accepted by zoological authorities. Some anecdotal reports suggest Clyde may have weighed more earlier in his life, but without documentation, those figures remain unverified. Clyde's size was the result of both genetics and environment. As a Kodiak bear, he belonged to a subspecies known for its exceptional growth potential, driven by abundant food sources in its native habitat. In captivity, Clyde received consistent nutrition that allowed him to maintain enormous body mass year-round. His standing height was estimated at around 10 feet, with a body length exceeding 8 feet. Clyde lived into adulthood with relatively few health complications. Though extreme mass can place strain on joints and cardiovascular systems, his lifespan was comparable to other captive bears, likely exceeding 25 years. He stands as one of the clearest examples of how large a brown bear can grow when environmental constraints are removed. But even Clyde's verified record is eclipsed by the largest documented giant of all time, the wild polar bear of Kotzebue Sound. The most extraordinary and undisputed giant in this documentary is the polar bear shot in Kotzebue Sound, Alaska, in 1960. Unlike the estimates for the Barents sea bear, this colossal animal was shot, brought to shore, and weighed on a certified scale, documenting its mass at 2,210 pounds, or 1,002 kilograms, making it the largest land carnivore ever reliably recorded. The bear measured approximately 11 feet tall when standing upright, with a body length exceeding 12 feet from nose to tail. Unlike many historical claims, this bear's measurements were documented at the time, and its skull and hide were preserved, allowing later verification. Its sheer size exceeded that of most other recorded bears, wild or captive. This polar bear lived in an era when Arctic sea ice was more extensive, and seal populations were robust. Kotzebue Sound lies within the range of some of the richest polar bear hunting grounds in Alaska, where bears can exploit both icebound and coastal prey. To sustain a body mass exceeding 1 metric ton, this bear would have required extraordinary hunting success, likely consuming an immense number of seals and possibly scavenging whale carcasses when available. Such opportunities are rare and unpredictable, which is why bears of this size are almost unheard of in the wild. When comparing wild and captive bears, the challenges of survival in the wild are clear. Wild bears must hunt, compete, and face food scarcity, proving their resilience. Captive bears, however, thrive with regular meals and medical care. As climate change and human development threaten their habitats, the majestic conditions supporting wild giants like the Barents sea male and the Kotzebue bear are fading. Conservation focuses on preserving ecosystems for bears of all sizes, where adaptability, health, and stable habitats are vital. By protecting these environments, we ensure that future generations will encounter these magnificent creatures as living symbols of the wild's enduring power.